Okay, it looks like it's playing. I don't know why it shut off last time. Just in case it didn't catch it. I'm giving the metal part, quote unquote the metal part, the part I'm trying to make look like metal, I'm giving it a coat with Verde brass. This stuff is pretty amazing. I gave it one coat and I dried it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give it a second coat and I'm gonna let that dry, and then finally I'll come back and give it a third coat, and when that third coat is wet, I will spray on the activator. I don't know what it's really called, but it's an activator type thing that will begin to give the paint, you know, some patina. It'll start to make it look aged. And so just gonna go ahead and give this a second coat, and then I'm gonna dry it up. Okay, I'm ready to give this the final coat, and then I'm going to spray it. So, you gotta work fairly fast because you have to spray this on when it is wet. So I'm gonna start over here. Make sure I get everything. Again, this may be dead. There's a lot of little metal parts in here, which is what makes that activator work. And as it gets older, I'm sure those parts settle to the bottom, and they're not as accessible. Even though I shook this thing for a good 30 minutes, you know, it may not work. So we'll just have to kind of see. We're gonna play it by ear here. All right, just gonna spray it. Okay, I'm just gonna let that dry naturally. Go clean up my brush, and then we'll work on some, I think we'll work on the leather. Okay, what we're gonna do here is work with tissue paper. And this is just the cheapo dollar store tissue paper, very, very thin. So we're gonna tear it into pieces. We're going to also use gel matte medium, and that's gonna be my adhesive. We're gonna use 3 different kinds of paint here, and I'm just gonna mix all that together and glue it on in all the areas around the face part of it. You can kind of see the areas that are still white, and the areas that are blackened inside except for the eyes. And I'm just going to little by little go around and glue those pieces in there, wrinkle them up, and you know, with the hopes that it's going to look like leather. So I'm gonna have to do voiceover on this. I'm not sure exactly what happened to the sound, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So here we go. Okay, it looks like I lost an entire video clip of probably 15 minutes. And so what I had done is added some brown to the outside, some dark brown, and then I also used some gold leaf around the eyes and the teeth and the leaves part of the mask there. It did not work. Okay, we are back to this crazy mask. The gold leaf did not work very well, and so trying to figure out some way I could get gold in here. I think I can use some gold paint to touch up the mask area, and I'm going to use a gold pen to do these little divots, and then I'm going to have to go back over with my other paint, because I'm not going to be real choosy and real picky when I'm trying to go into these holes. So that's the plan. I can go back over and retouch the patina part after I get all the gold in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put some gold in all these little holes there, and then I thought also what I do, she wanted red. And so I think what I'm going to try is I'm going to try some pigment powder in these areas here. I don't know if you can see those, but I'm going to try it. It may mess it up. I might have to repaint it, but I'm going to try it. And then I'll probably put some of my Pearl X Duo Green Purple right here. This is a really cool mica powder, and it changes from, you know, this greenish teal color to purple as you're walking by it. So I may put that in these stripes over the top. So outside of that, I'm just gonna rock and roll and get these things taken care of. I'm gonna start down here. So I'm gonna drag my hand through it. And again, I'm not gonna be real careful. I'm just gonna get some color in there, get a little bling going on. I'll show you what this marker is when I'm done. It's kind of cool. It works really well. And I think I should be able to clean it up pretty easily once everything dries. I hope. It is a risk, but I think it's going to be just fine. And again, you know, these, I'm not trying for perfection on these. The whole idea is that there is patina. So the little mistakes by hand, the little mistakes where it doesn't cover, I am just fine with. Somebody that is really OCD, this probably wouldn't work very well for you. Okay, how are we working here? Let's see. Testing, test. We are good. All right, so what I'm going to do is just a little experiment here in a book. These are just books that I got at the thrift shop. I'm going to see if I can put a little bit of mica powder in a cup, and we'll mix it with, it has to have some sort of binder. Well, it doesn't have to, but it works a lot better with some sort of binder. So I'm just gonna mix it with some matte medium, a little bit of matte medium, and then I'm going to do a test on here and see, you know, what it acts like. See if it works. A little bit of matte medium here, just in case we need some more. A few drops of matte medium in this. Probably need a little water. Also could use alcohol with this. A lot of times doing resin, I'll make a little alcohol paste. Oh yeah, this is gonna work just fine. And it did lighten it. You know, it's more pinkish now. I don't know if you can see that. It's more pinkish now, but I think it'll be just fine because that matte medium, of course, is gonna dry clear. Let's just see what we have. Oh yeah, it's gonna work just fine. The other thing I could do is put some white pigment in with that, but I don't think I want to do that. I'm just going to use it just like it is. I think it'll be okay. So, now obviously the bottom of this is going to shine through. So that is not a problem for me. Oh, I think that's going to be just fine. This one's going to be the hardest one because it's behind. So I may have to mix some more. Ay, ay, ay. Really hard to get to those. I'll spread that brush out. My head's gonna be in the way here. Now I think when those dry, it'll be kind of cool. Who knows? If not, I'll just paint right over it, but I think that's gonna be all right. Okay, same thing now with the blue or teal. I think this is going to be fine. It might be a little too light for me. We'll see once it cures up. All right, now we're going to just do these. This is one of my favorite mica powders. This is Pearl X. Look at that. Pretty cool. So same thing, you take a little of it. Okay, I'm just going to put a second coat on these, and then I'll let that dry. I blew dry the first coat, now we'll just put a second coat on. I'm going to go ahead and just use this up, I guess, page. See what happens when it's spread out really thin. Rather than just let it dry in there, might as well experiment. Not the right brush to do this with, but it's a brush that's dirty, so. Okay. Good to go. Okay, I think what we're going to do is touch up this part, you know, the patina part of the mask, and then we'll do the black and we'll be done. So we're just about done. I'm going to finish this today, it looks like. So I'm going to find that paint real quick. So I had to go back and look at the videos, and brass is the one I used. So I'm gonna shake this up well. It's gonna take a few minutes, so I'm gonna go off camera to do that, but then I'm gonna just touch up all of the patina area with this, and then after that we'll do the rest of the touch up. Okay, spit a little bit of this out. Oh, way more than what I need. Small little brush. I might use a flat here to, actually probably will use a flat. Not really sure where we need touch up. Here's some. We want that to come straight down. Bye. Okay. Okay, we're on the final pieces here. I'm just going to touch up black and call it good. Okay, I think we're good to go. Okay, make sure this is on. Are we on? Testing, test, test, yes. So the last thing I'm going to do to this, at least for right now, is I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of matte medium over the whole thing. The areas that have gold leaf definitely need to be sealed. Otherwise, they will start to turn. And so I'm going to just go ahead and seal that. I'm not sure if that's going to be what I'm going to use as a final finish or not. I considered just maybe using some UV resin on this part of the mask and maybe the leaves, possibly in the mouth area so it's shiny, but I don't know. I'm gonna seal it, live with it for a little while, and then go from there. I'll live with it for a couple weeks and decide, but right now just gonna seal it up. Call it good. This is still a little bit wet. Don't have to be pretty with this at all. I don't want any runs, obviously, but I'm just gonna coat the entire thing. All right, let that dry, and I think we're gonna call it good. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night.